It's Miss Shmoneydoll here, and you're listening to the Black Connect podcast. Clocking. I can talk to you, and then I like someone else in 2 weeks, and not in I'm just interested in someone else. Let me cut that out. Thank you. If you can.
Yeah.
Society of men that honestly they don't know how to be men because they haven't been taught, and it's not their fault. But they don't know how to be men. Nothing wrong with it. No. Nobody planned to have a baby alone, and you should never feel any type of way because that happened to you.
Oh, you don't want to talk
Because
about it?
I don't want people to say I'm a serial of.
Welcome back to Black Connect, guys. Hope your guys' week has been well.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone is blessed and feeling blessed and everything.
Yeah.
I am your co-host, Jennifer.
And Mel.
And this week we're switching up a little bit again.
Yeah.
So we've got a special guest with us today. You guys might already know her.
Mm-hmm.
She goes by the name.
Should already know her.
Should already know her, exactly. If you know anything about good music, you should already know her.
Yeah.
And she goes by the name Shmoneydoll.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm eating sweets right now.
Anyways, so we just hop right into it. So, Shmoneydoll, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? What, tell the people.
Yeah.
I rap.
You, huh?
Let me just switch. I rap. I'm a rapper, / stylist, but mainly just rap. I make trap music with a little bit of a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Love that.
Nice. And how long have you been doing it for? What's your journey? Like, how did it begin?
So basically, I think I've always been rapping, low key. Like, I used to write poetry and stuff. But, when I first started rapping, I was writing, very stupid raps. I always say this, there's a rap, I can't remember the words, but I remember saying it in secondary school, and it was just rubbish and nonsense. So I never really thought I was good at it. Went to uni, and, a lot of stuff was happening. It was very, character development moments.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where it's I felt like I couldn't express myself, so my only way of expression was literally just pen to paper.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of this is hard, and kind of because of my attitude and just the way I carry myself, people always said to me oh, you should be a rapper, you should be a stylist or something in the media aspect. But I was I don't, because I look up to people like Nicki, so I was I don't know if I'm good enough. Anyway, showed some of my freestyle. They're this is kind of hard. I was yeah, I know. Okay. And then,
So you already had that confidence in you.
I did not have the confidence. I'm
No?
just chatting. No. When I first started, because I say even with my rap style, I feel you can tell I'm really into rappy music. I'm
Real
not
rap.
Real rap. I'm not necessarily the most melodic babe, which is something we're working on at the moment. But I'm into hard rap.
Yeah.
So for me, growing up with the greats like Wayne, Eminem, Nicki, Nicki's word, I always say Nicki because her word plays, regardless of a woman, it's so phenomenal.
Yeah.
You can listen to a Nicki song 5 years later and you're still hearing stuff again.
Yeah,
so to know those type,
true.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To know those type of people, I was I ain't cutting it. Yeah. So I think when I first started rapping, I went to, so this is the first time I did a song. Am I rambling?
No, you're not.
No. This is about you.
So the first time I did, the first ever song I wrote, actually no, the freestyle I dropped, the first ever song I dropped, it was the second song I wrote. So I'd written a freestyle, showed it to my friends. They're this is hard. And again, this was the time where all the boys in uni, I went to uni with a few rappers, and they were rap. And I was I'm not good enough. Showed it to girls, they were this is hard. And I was well, hi, cool, let's go. Went to Kobe's studio before he became a videographer, when he just started videoing, and he was actually recording. He helped me out. I was really nervous. We did a little thing. Oh my gosh, my eye is messy and nobody told me. Wow.
No, it's fine.
But we did a little thing. We shot a little video in Belfast, and that was my first ever freestyle. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the rest of the history, I just kept going from there. I've definitely gotten a lot more confident now. Now I think I'm a
Yeah.
rapper. But when I first started, even in my music, I would say I'm not a rapper. I just came to talk shit because I was like,
Yeah.
y'all don't compare me to nobody. I don't know.
And why Belfast? Like, what's there? I feel like there's growing talent there.
I feel like the music culture in Belfast is crazy. Like it's actually phenomenal.
I think it's very crisp.
It is, and I feel like it's so niche.
Yeah.
But like because it's so niche,
Because
it's
it's so niche,
gravitated
that's
its
why
own little gang.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a little culture.
Yeah.
So in Belfast, I feel like they definitely are really good at embracing the music industry. But I did just shot the. Honestly, I'll be honest, I shot there by accident because I wanted a nice AP. And like I went on Airbnb and Belfast, Dublin prices, Belfast was chatting and I said, yeah, we're going to do Belfast. And then it just
Yeah.
happened that like I ended up like my producer eulogies in Belfast. Like it just happened that way. So yeah.
Belfast have nice APs.
They actually do. Anytime like you want a quick holiday or a quick trip, go to Belfast.
Yeah, just go there.
Because you can get something quick, cheap.
Yeah.
So you were saying as well that like the grades, like you listen to like proper like hard rap. Like I always get like made fun of when I talk about like rapping from the 90s compared to now, because like people will say like, oh no, this year, like rapping from this year, or how do I say this year, is it this decade, it's like, oh, people love it. But I honestly think the best raps came from like 90s, early 2000s. Would you agree? Or
100%. Like I feel like that was kind of, I wouldn't say hip hop has ever been in a prime because hip hop never dies, but that was such an influential era for hip hop. Do you know what I mean? So, like we got Pac, we got Biggie, we got Foxy, we got Remy, like we got so many greats. You know what I mean? We got Jay. I don't listen to Jay-Z, but like we got Jay, we got Nas. Like we had so many people. Even no, that was more 2000s, 90s, 2000s. We got like from a Nigerian perspective, The Green, Olamide. Like we had a lot of people come up, and I feel like hip hop really and rap started to like blow in a sense of like everybody wanted to do it. It was on the cooler thing to do. Like that was what the cool people did. And I feel like now rap is not. It's cool, but in a different aspect. I feel like it was cool then because it was like you said, it was real rap because it's like people speaking about struggles, speaking about real life. As much as it's like bitch this, that, it's real life. It's real life scenarios, real life emotions. You know what I mean?
Journal,
like literally like a journal. And it's like my friend was saying it the other day. It's music that lasts time. Because it's universal. Because you can always be going through something. Like, there's a reason why Pac's diss track is the best diss track of all time. Because that really came from the heart. Like, you felt that. But now, even as a rapper, like, people don't want that.
No.
That's the truth. Like, people don't want to feel.
No.
We live in a society where people are accustomed to being numb and they crave it. They don't want to feel emotion. So they don't want to hear your real shit. And if they hear your real shit, they want to hear it on the hardest beat that they can twist into techno in the club. That's what they want.
No, 100%. Like, it's actually so true because some of the rap music I'm hearing right now, it's all about the beat.
Ice Spice really made millions by saying, you think you're the shit? You're not even the fart.
Like, what? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's so true. Like, the beats that are coming out today is what people are like, really like vibing to. But y'all are not actually hearing the lyrics because how is that? How's that line, doing something for your soul? Absolutely nothing.
And I feel like sometimes, like, as much as I'm an advocate, I'm not gonna like this because I feel like this mic is dropping. But as much as I'm an advocate for like I get it. Like I feel like I'm a multidimensional woman. I feel like I'm a multidimensional woman. So like, I'm Christian, so God comes first. And there's time for everything. You get what I mean? There's time for joy. There's time for seriousness. So I get it. Sometimes you want to just, vibe out. And that's fine if that's what you choose to do. You know what I mean? People vibe out in different ways, whatever. And I'm not judging that because, like, I won't lie. If I go to the club and they play sexy, like, I just might. So I'm not judging anybody at all. I get it. But I think we do need to become more mindful to actually consume music that means something. Like, listen to sexy in the club, but, like, play Shmoney when you home. Like,
Yeah.
play Shmoney when you on the way home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you could play Shmoney in the club too, but like,
Yeah.
you could also play it on the way home. Because
Yeah.
like, I feel like I'm speaking about real life emotions.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned there about being a Christian, how do you find a balance with being in the industry and still keeping your faith and still looking onto God when there's temptations and there's all these opportunities, but like, you know, finding that discernment on, is this the right decision? Is this the right path to take? Is this gonna be good? Like, how do you find determining that?
That's a really good question. No one has actually ever asked me that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I won't say it's hard, but I think as well it's understanding that there's just things you can't do.
Yeah.
And it's understanding boundaries. And I think like that comes from having a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I maintain that. Like, I feel like I've personally grown to know God on my own personal terms. I ain't there yet. God, like, God sees me up. We still,
But no,
we're
no,
still
no
trying to
one's
be more
perfect though,
intimate.
like, and that's
Yeah.
why God loves us, because we're not perfect.
Perfect,
Like,
100%.
it's an ongoing,
Like, it's an
journey.
ongoing journey, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to get more intimate with him, get to
Yeah.
know him on a deeper level. Like, that is the goal at the end of the day. Like, I feel like that is the point of the human
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think just trying to prioritize that, because I'll be honest, I don't read my Bible every day. I might read my Bible once a week.
Yeah.
I don't go to church every week,
Yeah.
but I prioritize God in the sense of I wake up, I pray. I
Yeah.
go to bed, I pray.
Yeah.
Like, before I make a big decision, I'm asking God.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I don't read my Bible,
Obedience.
sorry?
Obedience.
Obedient.
Yeah.
Like, I try my best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I don't read my Bible, like, I might watch a TikTok sermon. I might watch a sermon on YouTube. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
might like pop in a Bible story. Like, I'm definitely not as good as I want to be, and not as good as, no one should emulate my Christian journey. Like, find your own.
Yeah.
But I definitely just advise, and for me, what I've just found to help me is just getting to know God.
Yeah.
Like, really getting to know him and understanding God is good. Like, God is
Yeah.
love. Like, the genuine definition of love. Like, me and my mom were having this conversation the other day, and my mom is like, she's a very hard worker. So she like nice things, you know, she
Yeah.
always decked out. She's a Edo woman. You know? She doesn't carry last.
Yeah.
So she was telling me how money brings peace and joy, but she didn't mean in the way like apart from God. She was like, just like worldly wise. And I was like, no, it doesn't. The only thing that genuinely brings peace and joy is God.
Yes.
And Jesus Christ, the God of Abraham, the God of Moses, to be exact.
Yeah.
Because you gotta
Like
be
Skepta said.
specific.
Not Skepta, Stormzy. Oh my God.
Yeah, like Stormzy said. No, when Stormzy said that, I said, yeah, thank you. I'm keeping that for my Grammy speech, because you
proper.
actually have to be specific.
Yes.
Because people is just saying God and you don't know what God they're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say prioritizing getting to know him, because then, like you said, it helps with discernment. Like,
Yeah.
I know rooms I don't need to be in. I know vibes I don't need to be in. I know things I don't need to do. Like, there's things I want to do.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
But it's like, I just don't want to feed the spirit of lust, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like little stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
the
like,
flesh be itching sometimes, you know.
because it's like, that's what's gonna make me a bag. Let me do it real quick, please.
Yeah.
Let me just do it real quick. And I'm not judging. And if I ever do it, nobody judge me. Mind your business. But it's just like little stuff like that. Of there's a time, there's a place. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's just certain things. He just directs your steps. And even when you do miss a step, my favorite verse is Romans 8:28. All things work together for good for those who love God. You know what I mean? My friend slash manager Alicia Ray taught me that, and I've really held on to that since I learned it, because it's so true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse my ramblings. Please, somebody else talk.
No, I love that, because it is like, I've always wanted to know that perspective on like how it's like, you know.
Yeah.
So what's been like your highlights in your career so far?
I think my biggest highlight would definitely be performing a pitch. Yeah, performing a pitch, like performing in Scotland. It was my first time in Scotland, and I got to perform in front of other artists, in front of like other, like, not just musicians, you know what I mean, producers, like visual creatives, even just like enthusiasts, hip-hop enthusiasts. Like, it was just, you know, performing in front of people is great, but like you said, we do live in a society where everyone is like, the boom, 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 and the beat. They're not listening to what I'm saying, but like, when you're in a room with people who, because they write music, naturally their ear just gravitates
Yeah.
and they're catching and you're
Yeah.
feeling it just hits different. Like
Yeah.
it was really, really fun. And definitely releasing my EP. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was great.
Ooh.
Those two things.
And you did a summer cipher as well
Yeah.
a few years ago.
The Hennessy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I did that with a couple of really talented rappers.
Yeah. I think you
I'm
were
not-
the only female. on
In
it.
my group, I was the only female.
Yeah.
But in another group, like in the same like release set,
Yeah, yeah.
Celine was in the other video.
Yeah.
She killed hers. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was
And
fun.
how does that feel though? Like, is it difficult, like being a female, a black female rapper in Ireland in the industry? You have to get your jelly for this.
No. At this point, I wrote my verse, but I'll be so honest, I had 2 or 3 verses written because I was so nervous because the caliber of rappers that they had there, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to show my ass.
Yeah.
The verse that I liked, went to London, didn't like it again, said I'm going to like tweak and relearn the other verse. I don't know why I thought I could relearn a verse in a few, like, hours of getting ready, doing my makeup and looking at my phone. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not somebody that would just look at my phone and just like, oh yeah, cool. If I hear my song a few times, I'll pick up my lyrics straight away. But I won't lie. Give me like a few minutes. Let me read my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I ran in and I was just late and I was so nervous. Just kept forgetting at the start, but then we got through it. But I was so nervous, and I don't know, it was such an opportunity, but it was like, shit.
No,
I
you
was
killed
nervous
it
as hell.
because there's not a lot of black female Irish rappers.
Yeah.
And you're actually doing your thing, and I love seeing it.
Thank you. Can we cut that out?
Oh, you don't want to talk
Because
about it?
I don't want people to say I'm a serial offender.
Oh my gosh, it happens.
You know,
I need
it
to stop
happens.
feeling it, guys. I'm really sorry. Because I'm really embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
It's not cute. Cute bitches don't show up late. It's not cute. They don't.
What about did you open up for Dino? You were a
Yes, I
support act
did.
for Dino?
Yeah.
How was that?
That was so fun. Because obviously we all know Dino. Like,
Yeah.
we all grew up listening to Dino. And he is just as talented as he is in person. Like,
Yeah.
his voice was... I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Really sweet, really down to earth. Had a little chat with him, had a little chat with his manager.
Yeah.
Got little pictures. It was nice. It was a little moments. Yeah.
Speaking of obviously being you're a rapper in the industry, a female rapper in the industry, but on top of that, obviously you're a black woman in the industry.
Sorry, I missed the question,
Have you faced any obstacles? You know,
I think like obviously because in reality, like being a black woman,
yes,
you know, you're gonna have. I try not to like make it about that, but in reality, as a black woman, especially living in Ireland as a diaspora as well, you're gonna have your issues. You know what I mean? You have the subtle racism, you have the slight racism, and I think for me, regardless of like necessarily that, for me as a rapper, what I find the most like is like people's perception of what I am because I'm a black female rapper. And then again, like you said about like being Christian, it's like sometimes you get put in rooms where people expect you to behave and do certain things. And maybe another time in my life I might have when I was young, dumb, and stupid, but I was also young and lit. So I'm not going to excuse that. There's a time for everything, like I said. But like sometimes now when people like, when people meet like me as a female rapper, they expect certain things from me, especially like because I'm quote unquote black. They expect me to behave a way that's maybe a bit aggressive, that's maybe a bit like braggadocious. And sometimes I can be like that, but I'm also really sweet. Like, and whenever people meet me, people are like, oh my gosh, you're so much sweeter than I thought. And I was like, what the hell did you think? Like, did you think I was going to bend over and shake my head?
Stereotypical, like aggressive or...
You know what I mean? Or even when I get in the studio, I've been in the studio with guys and they're like, I want you to rap the nastiest, sexiest. And I'm like, there was a time in my life where I would have tried to do it. Now I'm like,
that's not you.
Give me some money. That's the nastiest. No, like, but that's what I'm gonna rap on the song. Give me some money. Like, that's the nastiest, sexiest thing I gotta take to a man. Like, what? So, yeah, I think like that like has been my biggest challenge, the ideology of like what a female rapper is. But yeah,
Wow.
Do you feel like you are respected in the industry?
they don't want me to answer that.
Ooh.
I feel like I'm acknowledged. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm respected to an extent, but I feel like every Irish rapper definitely feels the level of overlookedness. Like we don't feel like we have or we get the acknowledgement that we've put the work in. And not sometimes not even the work in, it's maybe just a braggadocious notion of like, nigga, listen to my shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know I'm hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think yeah, there's respect there. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And would you say like I don't want to make it like a whole white and black thing, but like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, would you say you're afforded the same opportunities as someone who is like your white counterpart?
I feel like the truth of the matter, actually, no, I do know a few white female rappers and they're very talented. I think the truth of the matter is, sadly, because I am a black woman,
Yeah.
the way society sees it is black woman. The
Yeah.
black will always come first,
Yeah.
then the woman.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take away their struggles of the doors that they open into. If we're
course.
talking about like, men and women, 100%. Like a Caucasian male of Irish, what is it? Birthright? I'm trying to be politically correct here. Of Irish, like, because I'm
Descent.
I'm
Something
of
like
Irish
that.
descent technically. I'm 1/8 Caucasian. My great grandma is white. Well, no, my great grandmother married a Irishman named Patrick Doyle, which is just so
Okay.
the weirdest thing. Like he was a soldier. I know it's so weird.
Wow.
But like, so I'm of Irish descent, so I feel like sometimes I'm a bit delusional as well because I
Yeah.
will be like, yeah, I'm 1/8 Caucasian. Like, yeah, like I'm Irish. Like when people ask
Yeah.
me, like, yeah. Do you,
Irish.
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Like it's in my blood.
Do you know, like you
literally.
can't take that away from
Yeah.
literally, do you know what I mean? But to be serious and to answer your question, I think obviously, yeah, like a Caucasian Irish man is more digestible than me.
Yeah.
In a pub or in a like look at versatile. Like
Yeah.
versatile is hard, but yeah.
Yeah.
I take it back. Versatile is versatile. I don't know about the hard bit. They're very
Yeah.
talented.
They're wrapping up though, aren't they?
Huh?
They're wrapping up, aren't they?
Are they done?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't follow up with them.
Yeah.
I don't know much about them, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
just leave it there. I don't know much about them. Have no problem with them again, like, because I
Yeah.
think they're very, very talented
Yeah.
people. But like, they're just my type of music. But the point I'm trying to make is like, I just obviously there is more opportunities because
Yeah.
they are more palatable to most people's
Yeah.
thingies. When I rap, just because again of my lyrics, all of that, I just have to be mindful in certain arenas because certain people just don't like that type of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Sorry.
No,
Am I talking too much?
No. I get what you're
I'm
saying.
learning a
like,
lot as
yeah.
well, and it's like a lot for me to digest
Yeah.
because I just didn't think. I never really proper thought of it in like a black woman's shoes in the industry, and rapping in Ireland. Like it's a lot, There's discrimination everywhere already.
I think I will say that the one thing that I'm really grateful for is I actually haven't experienced, like I've experienced like, I don't know, ignorance, like
Yeah.
stereotypical,
Of course, yeah.
like, you know what I mean? But I haven't experienced like blatant, like, fuck you, you nigger. Like,
Yeah.
on my TikTok, I experienced it one time when I called myself the best Irish rapper. And they had a field day with that one.
yeah.
Of course.
I honestly just
plain.
I really just did that for the views. Like I knew they were going to troll me. And I was like, yeah, please.
One of our
the arrangements, I love. What's it called? The engagements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it? It's lit.
It's lit. So it's like it's needed.
Yeah.
I used to get that the N word a lot back when I was younger, but not as much these days. I think people have coughed onto themselves. But obviously they'll still try and say something to, put you down. Like one guy in our comments was like, "Yo, look like poverty."
What does that mean?
I don't know. And he thought he ate with that.
Yeah.
We laughed so hard. Like he honestly thought that we were gonna like cry about that.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, get out of here, man.
I feel like Ireland is such a funny country though.
It's so funny.
Because again, we're not talking about the whole of Ireland because there are like a huge because Ireland is like one of those countries that's like the literal original like let's not go deep, but like the original Irish that everyone remembers as like isn't it nomads or Normans and Vikings?
Yeah.
Like they were the one Normans.
I think so.
Yeah, they were the ones that settled. Aren't they travelers? They used to travel from
Yeah,
place
they
to
did. They used
place
to travel. Yeah.
To be honest,
and
yeah.
immigrate to different people's countries and
Yeah.
just like take over and build life there.
Yeah.
And when the famine happened, isn't that why America has one of the
Yeah.
biggest? I'm pretty sure they have almost the same amount of Irish people there as here.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
is that why Conor McGregor taking himself
Yeah.
to
The
go and be giving? Whoa, but it's like you get the point I'm trying to make.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be
Like-
honest with you, yeah.
Irish people are known for moving around.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you meet like the ignorant ones, it's kind of like
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
It's more of just like I would say like a lot of them are just angry towards society, and
They need someone to blame.
they need someone to blame.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the times, like they would say like, oh, you know, get the immigrants out. They're taking up all the housing, they're taking our jobs and all that stuff. Like you guys really need to understand that like it's not even an immigration problem here. Like it's more of like your government doesn't care about you guys.
Yeah.
They care about
money.
and that's where we need to be focusing on, because like first
They
of
care
all,
about money and keeping the EU happy.
Exactly.
I don't like to get politically online.
Yeah.
exactly, instead of us
But-
like dividing ourselves
Look-
here, we need to band together in a way and just be like, okay
Go
guys,
to the door.
Yeah.
this is who
Go
we
to
need
the
to be
door.
focusing our anger on.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Not
people
on-
you keep electing people
Yeah,
and they keep allowing the immigrants that you keep complaining about in
Like-
after they promise you that they won't to get a, like I'm simplifying it, but it's just like you know that your not anger is not to the Brazilian couple that moved down the road or
Yeah.
the African couple that moved down the street. So for you to misplace this anger is just creating a cycle of hatred.
Yeah, that's what it
Exactly.
is. Yeah.
Like literally, and then inflation is inflating. Are you guys not crying?
Yeah.
Like-
And now you want to add riots to it as well.
Yeah.
You want to add like just what's it called, animosity?
Yeah, yeah.
but then also at the same time when you call them out for it and say like, oh, it's just blatant racism, they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, but what else would it be? Because if you guys actually
My
sat
godfather's
down,
black.
Yeah.
if you guys actually sat down and talked to yourself, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, you know what? It's actually not an immigration problem. You guys just want someone, you just want to cover your racism in some kind of political thing, but
Thank
it's
you.
not. You just hate POCs. That's it.
And y'all need to just take your award and sit down because
Yeah.
you're loud and you're wrong.
Exactly.
Because I always think you always say that people are taking your jobs, but how did they take a job that was available when they got here?
Exactly.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? You're mad that these people are taking low-level jobs. My father was immigrants. As much as I'm of Irish descent, like we still came to this country, we had to follow procedures. So at the end of the day, I know what it's like for your mom to like build herself up. My mom worked low-level jobs. Like I know a lot of immigrant people are just politically, what's the politically correct word? PCOS.
Girl.
No, that's poor. PCOS is something else.
POC.
PCOS. No, that's a condition. I'm actually very sorry.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not ditzy. I promise, guys. It was the loss. I got lost. Sorry.
Got lost.
POC.
Yeah.
Let's cut that out. There.
I would like though. I actually don't even like that word. I don't like POC, but like you know
I don't
what?
like-
That's a story for another day.
I won't lie. Yeah. I don't know what I like because I just pick and choose sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I used to say I don't like the word black
Yeah.
Okay,
because I'm like, but we're not like when Somali people say I'm not black. I
that's
accept-
self-hatred.
It's not self-hatred. They're not black, guys.
Oh,
They're African. They're Somali. Nobody's black.
are you talking about color?
I'm
It's
talking
like
about color.
actual
Oh no.
dogs.
Okay, I know Somali's one is a bit different because they genuinely believe like they are a separate section from like other Africans.
But do you know what it is? They're just trying to divide themselves from the black community because they know how much hate that we get.
Yes, but I also think like it's also a cultural thing because wasn't Somali like segregated from like a lot of colonialism?
Listen, I don't know.
Yeah, but like they didn't share the same history that a lot of like black people shared. A lot of black majority black countries share. So I think that's why there is a sense of self-hatred. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
even at that, like like they see you, they see us. You know what I mean? But like I always used to take it as like, oh, but like they're technically right though. Like no one is black, no one is white. That's why I always say Caucasian, and everyone gets mad at me. But I'm like, Caucasian. Like that's.
Do you know what? In this day and age, I think it's just been, we just keep it simple, you know. So we black people, they white people, we got Asian people, and then they're still like, we're still on the fence if like the Latinx community is a race or not. But
I think they are. I think it would be unfair to X them out.
like I'm not Xing them out. It's just that like people are saying that like they're white people from, you know,
I've heard it a bit.
Latin America or South America, but I'm like,
If we're gonna have this argument, everyone is black.
okay.
No, that's what.
Oh, is it because we all came from Africa?
Like even the first Irish person is the first ever like Irish descendants were black. Like there's a 3D model of them in a museum. It's black with blue eyes and brown hair.
I never knew that actually.
Yeah, you can look it up. It's on Google.
Yeah.
I'm not making it like someone told me this like 3 years ago. I looked it up. I was like, so I feel like that's why I've heard the argument before about like Latinx people and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
I think that's why I would always say like they are a race, because if we're gonna
Yeah.
have that conversation, then like everybody
Yeah.
let.
Boy, you know what? It's too much to even, you know, get into. But yeah. Sorry, we'll go back to something else there. Yeah. So, what is your like inspirations when, or like, okay, what's your process when you're trying to make a song, or like, do you get the melody first, your song, your lyrics, or what is it?
I think it depends. I think there's different types of songs for different things. When I first started rapping, I would just write and then, you know, find a beat afterwards. But for the most part, I think like I have what I want to say. Like for the EP, especially like the writing process of the EP was very like specific because I knew the theme for every song. Like I knew like the EP was supposed to represent like completion to me. So I knew the theme for every song. So even I was writing to the beat, but in my head, the song was kind of already formulated because I knew how I wanted it to sound.
Yeah.
Whereas some songs like Boom was literally just like, I stood at the mic, I heard the beat, and I literally recorded it word for word. I recorded that one myself for some of it. I was so excited.
Yeah.
It was the first time I ever recorded myself.
That's cool.
I don't know how to record. Don't judge me. We're working on it. Well, I know how to record a little bit, but yeah, I was literally just going word for word, like bar for bar, like just, you know what I mean, just come up with sentences in my head. I didn't have time to write. But for most part, I feel like I kind of have the theme of what I want to say. I have a melody, and I just kind of flow with the beat.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then again, it depends because a freestyle is just flows. But yeah,
Of course.
depends on the type of song, basically. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds cool.
But yeah.
Just moving on to like just more, not personal stuff, but just you know. So are you like a lover girl?
You. Why did I say you?
Yeah, I know this. It came out straight away.
Why did I say you? I just did my day. You get? I don't get time for anyone. I like problem, no stress. I like peace. I don't like places.
Yeah.
You get? You do what you chooses. Is that what I say?
Chooses.
Do what you chooses. And I just do what I chooses.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself a lover girl, but if I love you, I love you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. What would be like your red flags
Oh my gosh.
or icks?
ChatGPT answers. Or like I've been saying this lately, yeah. I hate meeting a guy, yeah. Oh, you know, I'm ready to settle down. I have my stuff together. I have a good, well-paying job. You know, I know how to take care of my mom. I have my own. Like, you're just giving me everything you've heard a girl wanting you to say. You know, I'm ready to take care of a girl.
And just
like,
recited it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to. And for me, it's like the minute I hear I'm ready to settle down, I run for the hills. And I know someone will be like, for me, like, that doesn't make sense. But if I don't know you and it's my first time meeting you, why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
Like, I understand, like, being intentional, but, like, I just feel like everybody, in the past, like, year, every man that I've seen that's done this rubbish, even if you watch Married at First Sight, all of those guys that do that, what happens?
Nothing.
Thank you. At the end, or I actually wasn't ready for this.
Yeah.
Because you're giving ChatGPT answers.
Yeah.
Like if you're really ready, like you show you're ready. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think like another pet peeve would be like, I don't like people that lack accountability.
Yeah. 100%.
Like I'm a main character person, so when you're the main character, you are good, the bad, and the ugly. I think everybody's the main character of their own life, so everybody's good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah.
But like me, I think I'm very accountable. Like if I fuck up,
Yeah.
I
fuck
so I,
up.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, but I'm still you know what I mean. I might not do that, but you know, so I can't stand people that's like, it's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if it is someone else's fault, where did you go wrong?
Yeah.
If you can't tell me that,
So they're never learning, like.
and that's my thing. And I used to be somebody like that. So that's why that's such a big pet peeve for me, because I clocked it. So at this age, at 24 or 20, because I would never date anyone younger than me, if you don't clock it,
You're not even an option.
I don't really know what to say to you, because me, I just, So
Yeah.
that's why that would be a pet peeve. Yeah.
What about a green flag?
Why did I get so passionate about that?
Because it's real life.
Yeah,
like,
it
you
really
know?
is. Like, it's, to be honest with you, this is someone that you want to spend like your life with. So you kind of want to, pick with sense,
Wisely. See.
I think a green flag would be, again, like it's opposite, like someone with intention.
Yeah.
But like with actual intention.
Actions.
Yeah. But they're showing you through their actions. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you don't gotta say you just show me.
Yeah.
I talk so much, as you can tell. So like I love to meet people. Another green flag for me is I love a man that can teach me. There is nothing sexier to me than like, watching you do your work and just learning, or like, just hearing you like tell me about things that I don't know about. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm such a yapper. I just make me shut up. Like I just love that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like another green flag, like the first green flag, the intention is like, I love when you're talking to a guy and you just say something stupid like, oh my gosh, like I would love like a Red Bull. Like I'm craving
And
a
he
Red
gets
Bull.
you the Red Bull.
Did you buy me a bucking? No. But you get the same reaction because you listen.
Yeah.
That's the intention.
That's the thing. And you know what it is? Some men actually really don't understand that it's that simple. Like, it's so simple. Just listen and be intentful, you know? Like, I think but you also can't blame some of them, because with the way society sets up relationships, they think like if they don't have money or status or all that stuff, then they ain't shit. So they are always like, oh, but like I can't even get you this, I can't even get. Sometimes it's not even about that. It's about these little things,
Intention.
Exactly.
And I love, like, literally, I love the fact you said that, because like the society thing is so crazy to me. Because someone said something to me one time. Someone said like, if you step out of your love and hip hop world, or maybe someone said on a podcast, but I know someone said it and I heard it, and I really felt it like, if you step out of your love and hip hop world, like that's not real life. And I feel like sometimes like that statement you hit on it, like that statement you hit the nail on the head, because like I feel like for a lot of young people, especially like we're black, so we're talking about our demographic. Black people, we like to stay on the side of the world, the side of the internet that only shows you that. But when you really go into real life, like even in work, like I see married couples and like they do staycations, like they're happy. Do you know what I mean? They're well taken care of. They look nice. They smell nice. They eat nice. But like he didn't buy her a fucking Birkin, and they've been married for 25 years. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes it's also us.
Oh, it is 100%.
When you keep feeding into that narrative, because then like the boys are doing it, the girls are doing it, and I feel like as well. Let's not lie. I feel like a lot of the men that feel like they need to bring a lot of money to the table are men that don't want to be emotionally available. They want to hide something with the money. Do you know what I mean? Because any man that has emotional intelligence will understand that you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not there emotionally for your girl, she will cheat on you in some aspect.
She's gone.
She will find someone else, and she will use your money to buy them Dominoes. No, for real. So no Dominoes, Hakkasan or whatever.
It really is.
It depends on the type of money.
And the thing is, it's funny though, because the way you said demographic, which is true, because I really do think it's an issue within our Black community as well, because like, okay, let's put it this way. Valentine's is coming around, or Valentine's, the day of Valentine's, and what do you see on your TikTok page? It is Black couples in the hotels, in the with 6011 gifts on the bed. Then you go to white people or people, non-Black people, and look at their, TikToks or their videos that they're putting up. They're doing videos of gifts that they probably made themselves, or like,
Dinners at home.
dinners at home, cuddling up on the couch and everything.
Even if they do the flower stuff,
Yeah.
and they have gifts, they don't have Montclair, Benclair,
Like,
Faclair, every Banclair. You're doing a lot,
No,
and it's
it's
not
true.
necessary.
We are in this. I don't know. It's like we want to show off so much. We want to show that, like, or my man can get me this. My man can get me this. So this is what we're putting on. But like when that camera is off, he's probably, the worst guy to you.
Yeah.
And I feel like, don't get me wrong, I always say this, like, there's a babe for everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's babes that love that. They didn't ask you to be there. The truth is, they're still going to cheat on you anyway, but they were probably going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But they didn't ask you to be there emotionally.
No.
Give me the money on.
Yeah.
Like, that's all. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's a lot of babes like that. And if that's the relationship you want, to have that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you said, like, when you look at other demographics of people, there's so many other things you could do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if you do want to do the gifts, and I do want to say that, like, for some people, luxury is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's okay. If I, like, remember that maintenance girl, 1.2K maintenance girl on TikTok?
Yeah.
I never understood why Black people were so outraged. Because I actually...
What's 1.2K?
She spends 1.2K a month on her maintenance.
Oh, I remember that.
I don't know why people are outraged. Because, like, as Nigerians, like, if you know how much a Lagos big girl spends monthly on her thingy, it probably costs more than that. Mm-hmm. Even in this island, like, I know, like, maybe not 1.2K, but I know girls that they'll spend a bag.
They're spending
nails,
money.
toes, laser, everything every month.
Yeah, every month.
And then that's not to talk of, they must take a trip.
Yeah.
Maybe not every month, but they're
out.
They're outside.
Six months out of the year, they're gone.
Outside the country.
They don't send anybody message. That's expensive.
Yeah.
But guess what? Luxury is a lifestyle to them.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And don't get me wrong, I like luxury things, so get it twisted. Do you get what I mean? Luxury is a beautiful thing, but I wouldn't say, I just think for me, luxury is a lifestyle in the sense of I'm luxury. Like I'm the most luxurious thing anybody could ever have.
Yeah.
So literally I am luxury.
Yeah.
But in terms of like materialistic things, as much as I do love those things, I'll be so real. I grew up around these things, so they don't mean anything to me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And if that's what you want, I like no hate on you. Like, let your boyfriend buy you the Monclisi, that's fine. But like, I feel like as Black people, we need to show more substance because it's like, there's more to that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like, to be honest with you, because it just shows like, is that how you measure love? Mm-hmm. Because he can afford to buy you a Montclair or a Van Cleef or whatever, or Birkin bag. Like, is that like, if he can't do that now, it equates to him not loving you.
Yeah, like look at Cardi B.
Yeah, like it makes no what?
Cardi B.
What about Cardi B?
Just the way how what's his name? Offset?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was buying her everything, like
and
with her money.
yeah.
Huh?
Oh what? With her money.
Allegedly, I don't know.
Dang.
I just allegedly heard that she allegedly had more money than him. Allegedly, I don't know.
This happened a lot lately as well.
Yeah, it is. Like, anyways.
Statistically,
Yeah.
most Black women earn more than their partners. Because statistically, there's more educated Black professionals in the workforce than there is Black males. It's just, it is what it is.
I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I feel like that's, even if you look at society,
I just couldn't. I couldn't do that because I don't know what it is. Like, call me old fashioned, but I would prefer him to be the breadwinner of the house, just because I don't want wahala. I don't want to put any trouble. Because it's not to say that like the man in your life is gonna cause you trouble. Like, you want to hope that you choose a good man, anyways. But it's just like sometimes it's there. Like, when you know yourself, you can afford certain things and he can't afford certain things. It'll
Yeah.
make him feel emasculated when, you know, you're able to afford these things and he can't.
And then what ends up happening is you then have to dim yourself.
Exactly,
to a
dim your
standard,
light,
and then
yeah.
you start getting resentful, and then you start disrespecting him.
Oh,
And because then there's a lack of submission. 'Cause
Yeah.
I am old fashioned in the sense of a woman should submit to a man when there's agreed we are in a relationship. In
Yes.
some aspect. I'm not saying like you guys be sugomo, but there should be
I wa-
submission. A sugomo.
what's that?
Like an idiot.
Oh,
Did I not remember whatever it used to be like sugomo?
no.
Like, oh. Maybe that was a deducting. But everyone used to say sugomo, but like, yeah, there should be a level of submission. And I think like when there is like a discrepancy in the household financially, there is never going to be okay.
It's never. Just somebody needs to tell me where a relationship has worked in that way, or there has been no disrespect in the, you know, in the partnership when the woman, you know, makes more money than the guy. Someone needs to tell me if that exists.
I mean, Mariah Carey apparently was amazing, but like Nick Cannon's ego just couldn't take it. That's what I mean. That like even if everyone is fantastic, I just feel like naturally there will be like a discrepancy because apparently like when Nick Cannon talked about his divorce, he was like Mariah Carey was fantastic, but like he couldn't stand the fact that like he was Mariah Carey's
So he
husband.
admitted it.
Yeah.
He said it on an interview.
Yeah. And like, so then how early on does this submission thing happen in a relationship? How far does the submission even go?
I think from the first day. I feel like a woman should submit to the man. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you met Frederick on Monday and you're talking to Frederick. He's not your man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we know as a woman, and again, I'm not one of these stupid situation people. I feel like I'm too grown for that,
Yeah.
If there's been a line crossed and me and you understand certain things, like it's me and you, respectfully speaking, you are my boyfriend. We're not doing this stupid. And even if you're not my boyfriend, like it's me and you. Do you know what I mean? You can see other people, but it's me and you. Do you get what I mean? There has to be a respect even with those other people. Let me eat, because why did I just talk with my mouth full?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest with you.
Submission?
No. With them, even if you're seeing other people and all that stuff, I just think like this whole situationship, it's just too much drama. You know, I think like it should be a thing where, obviously, in the first couple of weeks, I understand like you're getting to know me, you're getting to know somebody else. But as soon as it feels like there's more going on here,
He should know straight away though.
do you think they know straight away?
I feel like if there's a point where there's a situationship and it's going on for like, if it's more than 2 weeks and he doesn't know, I feel like just leave it.
I don't know. I feel like 2 weeks is a short amount of time.
I think so too.
No time wasting.
In this day and age.
No time wasting.
Straight to the void.
I think back in the 50s and all that stuff, niggas knew. Quick.
I don't even think it was niggas knew. I feel like back in the 50s and stuff, it was like, okay,
This is
like,
what it is.
yeah, they had integrity
Marriages,
enough, thank you, to be like, because a lot of them, they did not like their man, they did not like their woman, but it was like, I kissed you, so now we're married. Like,
Get married, yeah.
And shout out to them for that. But I do agree with you guys. I think, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of situationships, but if I was to have one in this day and age, those would be my rules. But, like, I feel like once you get to a certain age, for me personally, I'm grown as fuck. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. You're right. To be honest with you, I think it's just like, it should be quick enough. I do think 2 weeks is a bit too short, because even I won't even know if I actually really like you like that, you know, because especially this, I think people confuse, you know, liking with lust, especially very early on, you know. So I think you need you need a little bit more time to differentiate the difference. So then you're like, okay, you know what, I actually don't just like him because I'm physically attracted to him. I like him because I actually like his mind as well, and vice versa. So I think you need definitely a little bit longer than that.
Nah, I don't think so. I feel like you should just know. Like, I feel like you should know if it's just lust, or you should know if it's oh no,
But that's
I'd actually see him as a husband. Like,
But how would you know in 2 weeks?
exactly.
You
You don't know.
know,
I can't say that you're gonna know that in 2 weeks, because that's what I'm trying to say. Like in the beginning, you think, oh yeah, I want to marry this guy, but you don't even know if that's your lust talking or your actual mind talking there. You know. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Because marriage is really forever.
exactly. So that's why
Yeah.
I feel like you need to, extend it for a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, he's now done something, like, because especially when, okay, you're saying like, okay, I want to marry this guy and everything,
Yeah.
or you guys decide to become boyfriend and girlfriend, and the minute he pisses you off, you're like, you're already turned off. That means like
You never liked him.
you never really liked him in that moment.
yeah.
You know.
See, I think if you're putting lust in the equation, because if you just take out lust altogether, I think it's easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to know.
I feel like, yeah, but there's a lot of people that like you really don't like. It's really just lust.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Have you ever met someone who's so attractive and then,
But realistically, you're like, what is there?
Yeah.
but like for
What
the
can
first,
he give me
do you know
long
what I
term?
mean? But
Like,
for the first few times you're talking to him, you're just indulging because
Yeah.
he's so fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, I get you. I feel like you might know in the first 2 weeks, but the thing is, we're also women. We like to be delusional.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So you're gonna want to like expand that a little bit.
exactly.
I don't know,
Exactly.
I gotta give a month. I have a 2 week time span of being bored.
Yeah.
That is why I'm very single, because I can talk to you and then like I like someone else in 2 weeks, and not in like I'm just interested in someone else. I like to learn from people. So it's like,
yeah.
yeah.
No, 100.
But what would be like your time frame for, okay, I want to get to know this guy? Like I think I'm okay with you. Like I don't want to get rid of you. You know what I mean?
Okay. For me, how it was done with me, because obviously I'm in a relationship now, but like I would say that we were doing the whole dating thing, but it was just me and him anyways. He wasn't, it's not like anybody else was dating anybody else, but about 2 months really.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's no stretch. I feel like that's a fair time frame.
Yeah. And then, because then also, like, if it doesn't work out, there's less hurt there as well, you know?
It was only 2 months. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
exactly.
a whole season. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly, yeah. So then, yeah, and then you asked to be my girlfriend. So not my girlfriend, no. Is my yes. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, that's it. So I think, a month and a half to 2 months is fine. But if someone is stringing you along for like 3-4 months, yeah, get out of there. Because what are you doing? Like, or actually, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
But that's for the ones that want to be girlfriend, because some people, they don't really.
Yeah.
They don't want to be, people just want to date.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, some people just.
I guess like that's the conversations you have very early on too.
Yeah.
Like you both put your intentions on the table.
Yeah, just do it there.
Yeah.
Facts.
But yeah, just on some trending topics, did you see Whitney getting a lot of backlash? And basically, she went on the Sidemen show called Inside.
So
And
I watched it. I experienced it.
yeah.
Oh, you actually watched the show?
Yeah, I
Okay.
So yeah, basically she's getting backlash because they did a reunion, I think it is, and then she was laughing at what's his name again?
Is it? Oh,
That footballers, Patrice,
Yeah,
Uncle
Mr.
P.
Patrice. Yeah, she was laughing at his accent, and people are going crazy over it because they're like, what the heck?
I don't think anyone liked Whitney anyway from a fan perspective.
Yeah.
So like anything she did, but I don't know why. Like, don't get me wrong, yeah, I'm a Whitney fan.
Yeah.
I love Whitney. But the way they edited it, girl, you look mean.
Yeah.
You look so mean. Like, even with Cinna, like, we all know Cinna is a drama queen. Like, we all watch the shows, you know what I mean? Maybe because I obviously studied theater and film, so I pick up to different character types very easily.
Yeah.
And Cinna gave me very much like coming of age movie, like that best friend that's just like, because that's like, it just got to the point where it was like, Cinna, we get it. You were upset you voted Whitney out.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I was crying and then like, shut up.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Move on. This is not every opportunity Cinna got. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm delusional as well and self-absorbed, but just shut up, please. Because every opportunity Cinna got, it was just like, it was hard for me, it was hard for me, and da-da-da-da, like, stop. And I value this for $1, and I value that for $1, and I don't have a Van Cleef, but, like, Sinna, how much do you earn in a month? Like,
Yeah,
shut
like, just
up. You're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
You're all influencers. Regardless of whether you value things for $1, you still live quite somehow lifestyles.
Yeah.
So please just stop it. I loved Sinna though, I will say, but I just didn't like that aspect of it because I just felt like it was just annoying. So I understand where Whitney was coming from, because I think that her laughing at Patrice's accent, I didn't care about, because for me, and she even said it on her podcast, they had that type of relationship.
Yeah.
From the beginning, and Patrice was always poking fun at everybody.
Yeah.
Like, he never really cared. Like, so I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I did feel like it wasn't called for. But I think at that point, like, I don't actually think Whitney was even laughing at his accent, because if you guys watch the reunion, when Sinna was talking, Whitney and Maya were laughing their heads off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Patrice started talking and she continued to laugh. So I think that's where it was coming from.
Yeah.
But I just think Whitney needs to get a better PR team, because she's such a phenomenal girl.
Yeah.
But, like, sometimes the way she comes off
She just
online
does some really, like,
is just mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
That's the problem. And I feel like okay, even if we're gonna call out a mean girl and everything like that, cool. But I feel like a lot of the time, people are just racist towards her. It's more of just like they just want to hop on the bandwagon of calling her out, but they're actually just being racist towards her and then just hiding it because they're saying like, oh, anyways, no one really likes her anyways, so let me just say what I want to say. But no, like, you're just showing the type of person that you are. And I think also with the black community as well, especially with black men as well that were calling her out, they just don't like her, you know. So they hopped on the bandwagon to put a black woman down so quickly.
They don't like her because they want her, and she went with Lockin.
Oh yeah,
fucking freaks. In that aspect, Whitney doesn't deserve any of the racial rubbish.
It just shouldn't have led to any racism.
Because you guys even deeper, yeah. What does being a monkey have to do with a 30K birthday party? I don't get it. And first of all, Darwin's theory was disapproved. It doesn't exist. It wasn't even a theory. So this whole monkey word, it just needs to end. Because I used to be so obsessed with history, so obsessed with the black thing. I don't get political anymore because when George Floyd died, I cried on Instagram Live. And that was the day I said, no, because I can't. To see the reaction with protesters in Ireland, especially, like, why is Garda Síochána here? But when they want to protest immigrants and go to the immigration park, Garda Síochána will walk with them.
Yeah.
Anyway, probably cut that out. I still need to get booked. Thank you. Thanks. But what was the question? Sorry. ADHD.
Whitney.
Was there a question?
Oh, yeah,
What
no,
did I
it
start
wasn't a
talking?
But it was just it's just Whitney.
She
didn't
didn't
need to lead to racism.
it has nothing to do with that.
It's just people love, because like people love to put black women down. Oh my gosh,
It's
like
your favorite thing to do.
it really is. It's like they get off on that, even because like I have to even call out black men for that too, because even on TikTok as well, I was seeing some people who were gunning for her, and it's just like, you also are displaying the same kind of hatred a white person would towards a black person, you know. So it's just like, honestly, like, we are actually at the bottom of the barrel, you know. Like when we're talking about who's what, like black men, we're as a black community. Yes, obviously people hate on us and all that stuff, but like black men don't need to understand. Like, you guys are so up there when it comes to, like, you know.
Because you get tolerated.
Yeah, like the hierarchy, you want to say.
Yeah.
And the rest of black women, we're shit on.
Like, I love to say that, like, to be a good black man, you just have to do something good for your community. It doesn't
100%.
matter if you're a woman beater, if you are a serial cheater, no names shall be listed. But, like, there are great men in the black community that, like, we know that they had a history of, like, you were not the best husband, the best father, the best friend, but you were good leader.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that makes them great black men.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're a black woman, you have to be a good leader,
Yes.
a good mother,
Yes.
a good this, a good
Yeah.
friend. Because then, God forbid, you're a leader and you're not a mother.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
You're a
yeah.
leader and you're not a wife. How can you tell black girls how to be if you don't have a husband?
don't
If you're
even-
so great,
yeah.
where's your husband?
Exactly. You can't
know what
keep
I mean?
a man. You
Yeah.
know?
But like a black man will be single forever, and it's like, it's fine. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so I definitely agree with that. I feel like we are definitely, I always say this, we're used as like emotional blankets almost.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
It doesn't make any sense because, to be honest, like all women are a pillar of society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but they gonna hear us regardless.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they do. And that's
Yep.
why we have a society of hyper masculine, hyper independent black women
Yeah.
because of this problem.
But then,
No, go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say like, but then when we are like, you know, independent and, you know, we tell people that we're independent and everything, then the men start to feel emasculated as well
Yeah.
because of how we are unapologetically
Because
ourselves.
we're working on our masculine energy.
Like,
And
We had no choice.
And I think that's, I always have this conversation is like, because people would consider me to be a bit more, and I'm like, I would love to be just like,
you know,
Yeah.
but I don't have that privilege right now. I gotta
We
grind,
don't.
I gotta make it, I
Yeah.
gotta eat.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying? No,
Yeah.
for real though.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't understand that times have changed. Like this, I'm 24. Nobody's going to marry me and put me in a house. Do you know what I mean? And buy me a Lexus. Like, and that may happen, but the reality is I can't sit down and wait for that.
You
You know what I
gotta
mean?
do it yourself.
There was a day and age where I would have been married with at least a kid by now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't live in that reality anymore.
It's not that
And we live in a society of men that honestly, they don't know how to be men because they haven't been taught. And it's not their fault. But they don't know how to be men.
Exactly.
Because we have hyper masculine, hyper independent women, that need for you to provide has gone.
Yes.
But they don't realize that need to provide came from, I always say this, the last generation were a lot of single moms. There's
Yes.
always been single moms, but the
Yes.
last generation were a lot of single moms, and we're seeing the exact same thing being repeated in this generation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
the baby mom pandemic is happening.
Oh my
It's-
gosh, don't get me
It's
started.
absolutely, it's
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I want to say that now. There is nothing wrong with it.
No.
Nobody planned to have a baby alone. And you should never feel any type of way because that happened to you, because you took on the challenge.
Yeah.
So shout out to you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we should stop behaving as a community that this is the goal.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's not.
It's
There's
not.
nothing wrong with it because this is your reality now. Walk with it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And do the best which you can and shine, girl. Shout out to that, because
Yeah.
single moms are amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
And I would never want to downplay that. But I think at the same time, we need to stop romanticizing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
stop
not.
doing
It's
that.
not. It's yeah.
There's nothing romantic about raising a child by
Exactly.
yourself.
Because this is gonna be a cycle now.
Exactly.
You know?
We need to stop. We need to be out of this
Yeah.
already, because we, first of all, we're exposed to so much right now.
Yeah.
Social media is a whole thing, so we need to get out of this mindset of thinking like, yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine on my own and all that stuff. No, we're afforded so many more opportunities than our parents were,
Yeah.
and everything. So we should want better for ourselves. That's what
Yeah.
I want to say. Like, we should want better. It shouldn't be, not to say that like you becoming a mom and obviously the man leaves or whatever like that. That wasn't obviously
Planned, yeah.
you didn't know that was what was gonna happen. But we need to get out of this whole like, oh yeah, I'll be fine and everything like that, or like, you know, I don't want to be married, or marriage is not the goal.
I think
like,
that's the bit for me, is like the people that like want it. If
Yeah.
you're with your partner and you guys are not married and you decide to have a baby, I ain't saying nothing about that. I would like a ring on my finger.
exactly.
Me personally. But that's me personally. You individually, if that's not what you require, that is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not any less of a woman for that. But
Yeah.
that is your reality.
Yes.
But genuinely, if I'm gonna be truthful, that is not the reality we should be teaching our little girls.
No.
No.
Like that's the thing. It's gonna be you're teaching that cycle.
exactly. Yeah.
And it's sad to say, but it's just, it is what it is. As I don't know, I feel like the baby mama pandemic for me, the one that just kills me is like, you want to be a baby moms. like that's for me. This like, why would you want to be like a baby mom?
No.
It's different. It's like, I'm with this guy, I want to have a baby with the guy, I feel like we're going to get married, I feel like I'm going to be with him. That's fair. But there are girls that know, like, I don't go for, I don't want a baby for this man. He got money, or I want to be I want to be spiteful to the other baby mom, or like, I'm just bored, I want a baby. Like, there's a lot of females that do this. Even if we're going to talk about the racial aspect of it, like, there's a lot of girls that, you know what I mean? Because having a mixed race child is an accessory. So it's like, I don't understand that concept. Like, I don't. To push someone's 9 months out of my vagina for fun is just crazy to me.
And not to mention like the complications that can come with pregnancy. Even after, you know, you give birth to the baby, you can have, you know, depression and everything like that. So people really need to understand that, like, this is not a joke. This is not a game. Like,
everything changes.
Exactly.
It takes 2 years for your body to heal after having a kid. When your kid is in your womb, your body thinks it's being attacked at the start. Like, that's how pregnancy is. Your body is like, there's an invader. If pregnancy was something that was like, your body wouldn't take it as an invader. Obviously, this child is like invading your space, taking your cells, eating your, like, everything you eat, it consumes. Like, I don't know. Pregnancy is a beautiful thing, but it's super scary. Like, it's just a lot. Like, just to think that something is in you invading your space. You know what I mean? That's the way I think of it. Like, it's beautiful, but that's really scary. Like, you know what I mean? It's something you have to be ready for, because if you're not, like, shit, you rip from here to here. So after the 9 months of the yawa, I'm now going to rip from here to here. No, I'm like, and I think like that's obviously very like visual, but like that's the reality. A lot of women like, no, like I can hear. My friend showed me, my goddaughter, when she was born. My friend showed me the video, and I was just so no, it's just so guys.
It's too much.
I need a ring and I need a push present. Get me an island.
Islands, no, honestly, like, it needs to be a thing. People need to start understanding, like, it's more than just like having a baby at the end. There's a whole lot that goes into it and after. So, you know, we gotta make better decisions.
18 years of liability.
You know, like, and then most of them end up not even really fucking with their kid even. So it's just like,
your kid was raised by a kid.
You know, and you and your kid and they feel that. So it's just like we need to make better choices for ourselves. And I would say in the Black community, we need to really make better choices for ourselves. Like, we have choices, so let's, like, you know, use them.
This is not America.
I swear.
No, it's not.
This is not America.
But oh my gosh, Shmoney, thank you so much for coming.
No problem, guys.
Thanks for coming on to the show.
How long have you been on?
I don't know. Over an hour, anyways.
I felt like I was rambling forever. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just talking.
Like, see, that's the thing when you're actually just sitting down
and having a conversation.
Just flows.
Nothing in front of you, no scrolling in between, or just actually having a real conversation. You know? And I really appreciate you for coming on and giving us the real.
Guys, cut out the parts that gonna get me in trouble, though. Thank you. If you can. She said, sure. But no, thank you guys so much for having me. It's been Shmoneydoll. Lock into the EP. Follow me on social media. New music coming soon. And thanks, guys.
And what's the EP? Tell us.
The Curation of a Doll. If you don't know, gets to know. Listen to it. It's really, really good. And it's a 3-track EP. And there's something for everybody. There's hard rap. There's a melodic song at the end. There's a little freestyle flow for y'all. So if you're into trap, if you're into rap, you want to hear something real from a hard bitch, listen to that shit.
Let's go. Thank you.
Right, guys, so it's been Black Connect. Stay tuned to this latest episode that'll be dropping soon. And make sure you guys like and, you know, watch everything that we're, you know, putting out.
Period.
Stay tuned for the EP too. And once again, it's been the Amazing Shmoneydoll.
Bye.